Yes. Good.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very nice. This family tournament growing up. 25 people playing.
Nice. Good fireworks outside.
No.
It was great.
Was it?
Yeah, it was really good.
No, we didn't get home till we went to Omaha Friday. I bought big tickets to that for Mother's Day for that Leanne Gordon
Yeah, oh, yeah.
comedian.
Uh-huh.
She was up in Omaha, so
Yeah.
I just gave us a cheese to go up see grandkids anyway. We had all the others last week, so we took them back. So we had six in the house. So
Yeah.
Fun.
Okay. I thought fireworks, I thought they did a really good job. You know, do they hire that out or does it?
Yeah.
They
No,
hire
it's
somebody.
hard out, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we parked clear down by the boat ramp. We were 50 yards from it. And it was really good. It was 45 minutes to get out though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The kids aren't around, but watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is packed.
And the music sounded good. We got there early enough. We could listen to some of the live bands.
was gonna sell his property out there.
It's gonna be bad.
What's that?
It's gonna be bad.
Morning, Todd.
Morning, Todd. Morning.
Good
dinner. Doing great. How about you?
We'll see.
Let's see.
We'll start. Good morning.
Good morning. Steve Duryea has a question for you. I don't know if you want to sit in his office or I can come up at 10.
Sure. That's
He didn't give you it's just papers.
okay.
Morning, Ellen.
Good morning. Coming in hot one this week. Summer's here.
So I just saw you talked about last week. They were waiting
For these?
Yeah. There's only 2 in here.
Yeah, that's what
I have this letter there. Did you follow
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that. We don't actually create a banner.
Put it back in here.
We'll talk about it, yeah. What it
I'm Kurt. Hello. I'm Kurt. All right, I've got 9 o'clock, call meeting word of pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
is.
Probably moved second to approve the agenda as presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. All right, Kurt, you got 4 first. What you got for us?
I've got some bids here, looking to get approval on to get moving with. We've got a mower that I intended on running this year that we're starting to see some issues with that. If we continue to run, it can be very costly on a mower that's got some pretty high hours on it already, and I don't believe it to be cost prohibitive to run it until said.
Right, so just get rid of it.
I'm just going to get rid of it. We can sign it, sell it as is, and be able to get what we can out of it before it's worth having to put another $2-3 grand in hybrid pumps into it on a mower that's got 1,000 hours on it already. And it's I've tried generally to run them about about 900 to 1,000 hours, and that's when we get rid of it. That's what we start having problems with right now with that. And while it's still operating as should and still be worth some money, I think that would be in our best interest to move to this new one that we demoed one of these. Everyone loved it. It was very good on fuel. And it has independent suspension on it, and because the back is it is the roughest backing thing that you've ever been on out there. That's what we've been trying to do over the last 4 to 5 years, is just try out some different ones, see what, and
That works good.
oh,
So in the bid, you've got some things highlighted, or they did.
I did that.
What does that mean?
I just wanted to bring that to their mind because that is different than what comes on the mower.
Okay, so We'd like to keep the stock tires and wheels, meaning.
So we put the airless tires on the
Okay.
wheel.
Okay.
So I found that after running these things for 800 to 900 hours, they're still in pretty good shape. So my thoughts were, keep those, and then we go to sell this one,
Gotcha.
put the stock tires and rims back on it, and see if we can save a little bit of money, and then put them on to the next one whenever we get to the next one.
Now, I have a question here on this. So you're gonna go with Heinz? After the fiasco that you had
So-
last time with them?
So this is the Lawrence store that just opened.
Okay.
I called down, I talked to someone completely different. I had a very good conversation with the other one,
Mm-hmm.
the other store,
With Heinen.
with Ball Power Sports as well. There's less than $500 difference between the two. That was my thing in the back of my mind. Once again, the salesperson that I dealt with in Lawrence was very nice to talk to, completely different, and that's why I did that.
Sure.
To see, hey, a chance that, because after riding that mower, it was truly a joy to run and get off of it and not have them charged from all that with that suspension taking that. And then we're trying this, with it being a diesel engine, to try and lower our fuel consumption costs because that is a big part of my fuel budget is the mowing out there. And if we can do that, and at the end of the day, get off that thing without feeling like you've been taking punches in the back the whole time.
And so you do have a bid from 2 places?
Yes. I called a third place, and they said they wanted to get in. I gave them a deadline Friday to get it in, and they never submitted a bid.
You have one from Heinen then?
I've got one from Heinen here for a total amount of $20,100.
Yeah, this one's from Ball.
Ball outdoor power.
Where are they at?
Parkville, Missouri. It's about an hour 30. So,
They're $20,551.95.
and now the only difference, the only caveat between the two is Ball has a motor sitting there. Heinz does not.
How long before they get?
Well, they told me that they talked to their rep and said that they could have one here in a week from another dealer if they hold true to that state. So
your recommendation is to purchase through?
I would like to stay close as I can, preferably.
Yeah.
But with some of our previous,
So have you had that conversation with Bill?
no, because I went to Lawrence.
They have another,
They have another store.
I didn't know they had
Yeah.
another store at Lawrence.
So,
Okay.
and I kind of jumped that to be able to maybe start fresh, with that and give them another chance. And then this is kind of a, because it's a lot nicer to drive 45 minutes, or if we have to get something, that isn't our half. But I'll do it if I have to, because after running that mower, it was truly a delight to be able
But
to.
even if you purchase it from Heinen's and Lawrence, you can still run to Valley Falls, which is
Yeah.
closer, and get parts.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what I was thinking, and then if we have
Issue.
any more issues, then I know what I gotta do going forward. There did, and I just saw this last night after we had, I see, there is a store at Skyview Equipment in Hiawatha that just now became a dealer. Or two, a Ferris dealer. So going forward, next one, I think we can pursue that as another bid opportunity as well. But as of right now, yes, I would recommend that we proceed with the Heinen outdoor power equipment.
And this is something you have money for in your capital outlay, so.
Yeah, I have it set for that because I was planning on buying another one next year anyways too. So this will be a good, we'll get a good half a year on it. We'll get some good hours on it and make sure it's going to do everything, which I have every reason to believe it will. There's another option that is above this one, bigger horsepower, bigger, also comes with bigger price tag. So my hope is that this one will do everything that we need to do and save us about 10 grand on the mower. Because that's what the next one we're jumping up to.
Move to approve the bid from Heinens for
The amount of $20,100.
$1,100 for the lake for new mower.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the bid from Heinen Brothers Lawrence for new Ferris IS 2600 mower in the amount of $20,100. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. She's gonna need that. Oh, she's gonna need that.
It's just,
Are they the same?
yeah. No, this is a different deal. You get the one for Heinz, right?
I need both.
Oh.
Approve for both.
Yeah, and one thing they asked me, they asked why we were getting bids for that, because they use the same bidding system for when they use bid assist for that, and so we both, us as dealers, we get the same price. I can't tell you any better price than that. And that really, when it came down to, is what they did for the accessories, which in the grand scheme of things was $400. Sorry. But I found that nice to know that, but looking back and when we purchased that John Deere 3 years ago, there was a huge difference between dealers and there. So I don't know what their business program is between.
I don't know, but there's a difference in volume, so a dealer that has more volume than another dealer, maybe they get a better.
Well, I understand if you're trading one in. That's where if you're trading one in and you're using that bit, one deal, the next going to take that mower might be worth something or easier for it to get rid of. But yeah.
You need it for the weekend.
Yeah, I've got some young gentlemen that are coming out to the bathroom for me this morning. So.
Oh, really?
Good. Give them a toothbrush.
We're going to the grout lines are going to get scrubbed. We've got some stuff that needs to get done, and I'm hoping that the parents honor to what we discussed about.
You don't have any more outdoor toilets, do you?
No.
Well, get them in there and get them scrubbing up.
Yeah, it was kind of.
Fireworks really good.
They were excellent. I mean, and it was a record-breaking year, they said. So, because when they were pulling in, they ran out of places to park them, and they had to start putting them there by my office and to the west of it. In that prairie field they got there.
The only, if there was a second layout in there temporarily.
I have an idea, but I don't. It's not really. It would have to be approved through KDOT and to be able to open that gate where. So I don't know if you remember. So you know where O Road is in Union? That's where the entrance to the gate or to used to be, right. And it's if it's dry, you can get cars out of there very easily. Then you just have to cut the fence and make a gate there for
temporary.
For temporary use. And I have no issue with it, but
they might allow that for a temporary exit for special events.
Yeah, I mean it.
Be worth the conversation.
Yeah, that's always the. And if they have more people to help, and it's volunteer, and we've got a lot more places to park people, so we're not condensed to single lane traffic.
And invariably, we were clear down by the dock, right in front of that great spot. But coming out, people trying to go the wrong way. And when there's two cars parked on each side of it, there's just no room.
Yeah, and it's a long walk, but like what we do for the cross country run, which we have a lot, is we park them up there by my office, and then we get as many as we can out there. And even if they did something like that, and we had a little bit of a shuttle service or something to spread out the cars a little bit more. I don't know, I'll have to calculate, because I see Ashley quite a bit. I mean, see if we can figure out something for the future, but
No, that might be what you just said, that might be an idea, parking people in town and having shuttle service out there.
Well, I think that place just kind of spread them out a bit more, but even just having a shuttle service here in the lake, a couple golf carts that are shuffling people down and back, so that way we don't have that double lane traffic on both sides of the road with people parking boats. There's a boat down there that like headed out. I was like, why would you bring that?
Yeah.
The game warden got out with his boat just in the nick of time. Thanks, Kurt.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks, buddy.
You can.
All right.
How you doing, buddy?
Monday.
Yes, it is.
Did you find anything on 153rd when you went out there between S and T?
It was definitely,
Well, that was on 150th.
right.
Yeah, where there's no gravel in several spots. Yeah, 153rd was between S and T. Yeah, where there's a washout. Or 158, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah, 158.
We're, yes, we looked at the best team.
Is there a solution for that one? I mean, just blade it up and fix
Talking
it?
about by the Martins.
No. I think it's by the Martins. 158 comes right out of Manna and goes east.
Oh, at the approach? I looked at like 50 days last week.
No, that's fine. Just
Which one? So which one are you talking about specifically?
so 158 going east out of Mayetta, you get past T Road or S Road, then between there and the next intersection was a washout that I got 2 calls on. That was kind of he did, and the other complaint was that it's not being kept up as a high traffic road. So just pass that along to display that they need to pay a little bit more attention to that one, obviously. Yeah.
That's good.
Do you want them to have a copy, or these just
You know, it's,
the battery?
yeah, I'll do it. Well, it kind of turned on.
reset.
This bid from Riley's for the bridge yard, that was what was identified as one of the problem areas down there, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And this is only fixing those issues.
Yeah.
So this Mack truck, they replaced the ECM.
This has not been done yet.
This is just an estimate.
Yeah, this is what it would cost to do
And to do that work, our shop is not capable
that.
of
It's
it.
an ECM, that's a computer thing.
Right, but typically they're plug and play. Are they not capable of doing that work? I mean, the work is more as much as the material,
I had
the labor.
not that, it's not that, because the price over here to talk to him about it today.
And where is this work where did this bid come from? Next Grand Truck Center, Kansas City, Missouri? Okay, so my other question is, then, this isn't warranty work. So I'd like for you, is the truck down there now? Did you have to have it towed down there?
It's not there.
It's not there. Where is it?
It's not
Okay. I'd like to have Ireland Custom Ice Automotive give us a bid on that, because they work on,
I think they give us that 14K bid. Didn't they give us that 14K bid with a different truck?
that wasn't on, to my knowledge, it wasn't on this truck.
I didn't
They did one
remember
on,
that.
they were working on a pickup. I'd at least like to, I mean, if we're gonna spend this much money, I'd rather spend it here. And those guys have changed their shop, and they do semis, and they have techs that can do any of this work. I'd like to see if their bid's cheaper. And I'd also like to know if this is not something that the Bryson could do.
Yeah, I don't really know a lot about this one.
I'd like to have additional information on it.
Has everybody read the Riley electric bid for the, this is what came out of the inspection from KCAM?
Department of Labor.
Department of Labor, okay. About items that they found, so, has everybody read that?
Yeah, this is the only bid that we got.
I would assume so, seems like nobody else wants to bid, so.
Yeah, there was a couple of attorneys.
I'm fine with that, we got it then.
I'd entertain a motion to approve the bid for Riley Electric for the bridge yard truck outlets in the amount of $2,910.
So moved.
Been properly moved and seconded to approve the bid from Riley Electric for the bridge yard outlets for $2,910. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, this Centos bid, is this for first aid?
So it's for first aid and our wash station. The first aid station, that price is a one-time price, and then they'll inspect it monthly, but they'll only charge us again if they have to replace something.
We were in this
Yeah.
for a while. We got rid of it about 2 years ago because we said we could go out to
Yeah.
Walmart and buy cheaper than.
And they weren't able to keep up with it. But the main thing that we looked into Centos was just, because of our eyewash station. And we were looking at Grainger too. And I don't want to say yes or no to this right now. This is just information.
Sure. And the eyewash station, is that one of the just fill every month?
They don't fill it every month, they inspect it monthly. But that monthly reoccurrence is $100. And, but when it comes time for it to be changed out, stuff, that all is included in that $100 price. And if we use it, then we come in and refill it and it's all included in that. But we looked at Grainger.
Yeah.
We haven't looked at, there's some other ones we can still look at. The Grainger is, purchase and maintain, but the things that they were worried about, and I haven't been able to look, but the things that I need to look at for Grainger is we would be the ones that would have to maintain that and how, and if it's legal for us to do that.
It is.
Nobody used to go inspect it or anything.
You take and wash it every month and, wipe it down.
Is that what you guys do?
We did it out of Goodyear for years. I mean, they had the plastic ones they mounted, and then they had the inliners too. But yeah, I mean, this was just
clean it out.
pipe fitters went and changed fluids in it. It was all good. So I was just looking at here. It's probably better to do it that way
Grainger was probably the way to
rather than Grainger U-line something. Rather
go.
than
That was the other one we were going to look at.
U-line.
yeah.
And didn't Pat get some for the courthouse at Sam's? I thought Sam's had.
I don't know.
You might talk to Pat Ricker and see what he says. And then, just put somebody in charge of inspection once a month.
Have one card hanging outside, they just have to initial it and then note when the fluid is changed. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. So you said that they were having trouble keeping up on the first aid supplies.
Well, and that's something else I need to, get more in depth with, but, stuff like it wasn't working the way it was sold to you guys. But I need to find out.
You're talking about like in the trucks or
No, just
in the building?
the two, one at the bridge yard and one at our shop. A lot of that stuff is expiring and it was never replaced. I don't know why they couldn't do it or who was, Scott said that we could do it. It just wasn't happening.
I mean, so if things are expiring, as far as like, what, aspirin or Excedrin or Tylenol or whatever,
Probably.
then don't buy as big a box.
So buy one, yeah.
Was that through a company or?
No, they
They used
had it
to.
through Centos.
Oh, okay.
And it was, it was expensive for them to come and refill it because they were taking things out that were not expired, and just refilling it every time they came. And that was running into a lot of money. So, like I said, then, if you're having problems with medication expiring, they'll buy bigger bottles, and Band-Aids don't expire, so, it's black tape and some white towels and everything will be fine. Don't need Band-Aids.
Yeah, U-Line sells these pickup vehicles, yeah, for $67. I mean, compared to 122.
Yeah, we found some ones at the road show, here in the road show for like 30 something.
Yeah.
Those are for tickets,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just verification.
Okay.
But this is the right. We're going to meet with people tomorrow to talk about retirement options, and we're just going to talk to people that are hit their capers point, so it's 6 people. And we talked about it before, but I just want to make sure I'm telling them right. They would still get their, if they retire early, they still get their yearly bonus, whatever that is.
Longevity.
And they would still get their whatever vacation they, whichever vacation's paid out, they still get that too,
Paid out to the day they leave, not for the not for the rest of the year.
right? Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna have that meeting tomorrow. So, there's a couple that are main users, there's a couple that's probably definitely not. So, try it.
Yep.
We met with Permazine again on Monday after our meeting last week. They're going to go to Wabunsee pretty soon. We're going to look at it. I told them there's definitely nothing in the books for us to try anything right now. But it's something I do want
Maybe
in the future to check it out. Like, if we do use it and set it and it works the way that they say, it's a good investment, but it's just so high up front. We had on Tuesday, we had that fun playing mapping. It was a Zoom call as well. And they mentioned, this area and stuff, but it really didn't pertain to the road and bridge very much, but it was for information. And we had a public works Zoom call. That was on Wednesday. It was just, they're trying to sell us something similar to what we already have with our STAR program. And they're a lot more expensive, but almost the same. So it wasn't something that we worked with. We already talked about some sauce and electrical bid. That's good. Last week we did a 2 at 102 and M6. And then we did a lot more cleaning out log jams from the flood. We're going to add that onto our stuff that we're giving Pat. And she's going to turn all that stuff into Pat today. And then we're going to talk to the conservation people today. I'm going to talk to her about that too. Okay. The W4 concrete was poured and it has to set for 28 days. And they put up the guardrail today, and there's some riprap work that needs to be done, and then it's done. Good. But we still have to sit those 20 days to cure. And Chris Edelman is going to come and inspect it with us today, just to make sure we're happy with the product, which I can. I'm going to talk to him about we picked up, there's a big, for whatever reason, over at H106, it's a minimum maintenance road, and on the side of the road, somebody dumped a bunch of trash. We cleaned that up. But we tried to, we're gonna contact the police to come look at it, but there's all TVs and stuff, there wasn't like trash bags that like actually dumped it.
Receipts and things like that. Similar to the one down south.
Yeah, there's nothing there to like point us, so we cleaned it up. The maintenance department, they did some trailer wiring. The patcher needed a little bit of work, it went down for temporary, but they're gonna pick it up. 0528, they needed a new transmission line. They did a couple annual services, tire work.
If I can stop you for a second. Sure. You might go ahead and just let the sheriff know the location and the stuff was dumped there, just so his officers are aware that this is becoming a trend.
I
That's
can do that.
twice in 2 weeks.
Well,
Nothing they can probably do about it, but
so the HM106 was there for a couple weeks before we cleaned it up. I mean, I can still let them do that.
yeah, just let him know that that's happening. That way, his officers, if they're out and about, can be aware of what's going on.
Yes, sir.
The same location?
No.
Yeah,
So totally random?
this probably wasn't even the same person, but there's still, like two sides of the county.
Yeah, so one was in the south end of the county, southeast end of the county, the other was up north.
So we had our first week of people clocking in and clocking out.
How'd that go?
It went pretty okay. Some of the problems we knew, we expected. They couldn't clock in and out if they were out of in certain areas, and it even happened to me. I was working this and at lunchtime, and I couldn't clock in and out. For whatever reason, there were several people, and it was me included. I don't know why it's always me.
So, because you're over Denison,
yeah,
Denison or Duryea? Denison?
yeah,
Denison?
But Duryea too.
You couldn't
Yeah,
because you didn't have
there's
cell
no phone
service.
service, right?
Okay.
And something about punching out at the end of the day. I know I, in fact, did it. I had it happen to me several times, but I know for a fact one day I punched out, and the next day it said that I did. And the problem with that is if it's over 6 hours, we can't adjust it, so Mary has to adjust it. But that's just a small issue.
And is it because the way I understand it, you have to be at a location that is set up in that in order to punch out, clock in and clock out. You can't, so basically it's to prevent people from clocking out at home.
I'm not sure, maybe, but the one time was at the shop that I punched out and it didn't work.
So you might visit with her about that, but I believe that's
There's
the
a
way it's set
geotest.
up. Yeah, so that, people can't go home 3 hours early, and clock out there. Not saying they would, I'm just saying that's what the parameters are set up for.
It was, and it was the first week, so hopefully it gets better. It was very taxing.
How many people do we not have doing it on their phone?
Are you counting? So we provided tablets at our shop and the bridge shop, and they have a phone number. We count those, it's only 3.
So there's a phone that's activated.
It was the one that Scott had,
Mm-hmm.
and the plan, they're still on the plan, so
Right.
they're making use
So
of
they're
it there.
using it.
The only one that uses it over there, there's just one person that uses it over there. And once that goes away, we're gonna have to figure out something else. But it's gone pretty well. Nobody's complained about it. It's just, taking time for me.
And how many people do you have showing up for work at the bridge yard?
6
And then how many do you have showing up for work that are,
regulars.
yeah, we have dump truck drivers that move back to the road bridge yard?
Because they do primarily work with them.
And you're good with that? That would
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, it works better.
Okay.
The only thing, people didn't like them coming back and forth, they get fuel, which I totally understand. But I think, seeing the trucks out driving is a good thing. I mean, we don't want to waste the fuel or nothing, but seeing the vehicles out, I think it's a good thing.
So they're-
Making a presence.
The truck drivers that are reporting to the bridge yard and clocking in at the bridge yard primarily work with the bridge
Yes.
department. They're not.
Especially Frank. I mean, he was always, we never even moved him, but especially him, but the other day too. They, especially right now, they're working with them because we don't have them. We're leaving the rock alone as much as we can, so they're either hauling dirt or something like that. And they're also helping, when they're not hauling dirt, they're helping with our patching crew. So they're working with the patching crew too. So
Okay.
they're never doing it here.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the explanation. That was brought up last week, and I thought the best place to get that explanation. As long as you're good with it, you think things are working, that's what's important.
Actually, we don't. We used to have the semi-drivers, and they're also reporting there for right now because they're looking for him right now. So we don't have any drivers at the shop right now, unless something comes up. The machine down
I saw it here again, I saw something on Facebook about down on, I think it was 158, about somebody told the grader operator to get out of the ditch and leave.
Yeah, that was me that told him to get out of the ditch because it was, I told him to finish what he was doing, but the homeowners weren't happy with it. They maintained their yard. So
In their yard or in the right of way?
it is on our right of way, but it's something that they maintain. And
But there again, what you said, our right of way.
yes,
And if we're gonna clean the ditches out in our right of way, that's everything we've been telling the operators to do.
yes, it is.
So I'm sorry that the landowner is upset that we're cleaning ditches to get water off the road, but we're not gonna stop doing that.
Right, and I told him that, but there's better places and better use for it.
Oh, well, I understand that, but if the ditch is full, the ditch needs cleaned. And we cannot do this.
Yeah.
We've told the operators, get in, clean the ditches out, because they haven't been cleaned for 20 years.
So the main problem with where he was at is he was scalping the back slope, and next time it rains, the erosion is just going to wash it all away. So he's doing the right things, just needs a little more finesse to it. He just needs until he can. I want him to work with a couple other guys
And learn how to
test
do it.
Yeah.
It's now
Okay, and that's fine.
And is there a better way of doing it, particularly in front of a homeowner,
Yeah.
to come in with mini X and scoop it out
Yes.
versus using?
That's in the perfect world. But we have a lot of photo jobs,
Right.
But if someone's maintaining the yard, we need to do them the service of letting them know beforehand that we're going to do that. So we don't have erosion control, and we don't give them seed or anything to plant the grass there afterwards. So I think we need to do them the service of letting them. Like, it is our right of way, and if we have to do it, we're going to do it. But I'd like to do it the right way,
By letting the homeowner know.
as much as we can.
Yeah.
If we
And
have
the
to.
skid steer can do that same work also.
Yeah, and they are, but they just can't keep up with how much we have.
That's the thing, because they've been not done for so long.
Yes.
So like I say, I don't want to get started that we start cleaning ditches and let's finish what we started.
Yeah,
We're not going to have the landowners and homeowners come down and say, you can't touch my land. I've already got one up to the west that said that. It's ridiculous. We can't do that.
Yeah.
That is our right of way, and we need to maintain the ditches like we need to maintain them.
And I'm glad that you said that because I'm glad to have backing. So
Yeah.
And so you believe that particular situation that we're talking about is just a little bit more training with the operator how to do it without disturbing more dirt than he actually needs.
yeah, he's got the right idea. It's just the execution could be a little better.
But the only way he's gonna learn is to get in there and do it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have him go with some other grader ops guys and see what.
But maybe it wouldn't, maybe his learning wouldn't be in front of the homeowner. Maybe it would be on a ditch in front of a pasture.
That's fine.
Just not, working in front of the homeowner.
I have no complaints about what he's doing. It's
Yeah.
good. Good handle
Okay.
it. I'm happy with the grader guy. He's learning a lot. Just he's got a tough area too, so.
It is.
Yeah.
Everybody-
One thing, just go and keep doing what he's doing because he's doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Yes.
So. Okay.
And my last thing was the fairgrounds. They reached out to us about rocking it before the parade, or before the fair.
You mean blading it, not rocking it.
Right, we're gonna rock it, and that's gonna be done this week or the first of next week before they start getting people out there. But yeah,
At the fairgrounds?
over by the.
You're talking about the road, not inside the fairgrounds.
I thought you wanted to do that.
It's all chip and seal. Well, the roads are chip and seal.
Yeah, that's Chipsville Road.
The roads are chip and seal, so you're talking about Foster Drive inside the fairgrounds.
So when I talked to Ben Gerhardt the other day, and he gave us permission to do the staging later in the month for the chip and seal project, he said, can you just have a blade come through and blade that up? He didn't say anything about bringing any rock in.
No, we're not.
Okay, thank you. I heard you say we're gonna rock
I
it.
might have said that.
That would threw me off.
Right.
I just want people to understand, as a service to the Fair Association, we typically, every year, we have a blade operator in that region go out, blade up the road, and what they ask him to, but we don't provide any rock for that situation. And in this particular year, they're going to allow us to use their area to stage equipment for a project we're doing, resurfacing chip and seal. So that's what threw me off with the rock part.
It is. So we've done it, like you said, a couple of years. There's not a lot of rock there, and last time Brandon pulled up some of the base.
So you may reach out to the Fair Board and say, give them your opinion, and if they have money available, they may ask to have some hauled in, and we can work with them because that's what we do, but the rock would be at their cost.
Yeah. We could haul it, that would be at there, the rock.
Yeah, again, they're allowing us to do some staging out there, we can use their building, it's just something to trade back and forth. Is Karen Allen is still the head of the Fair Board, right?
I do not know. I can't tell you for sure.
I can give you Ben Gerhardt's number if you want it, reach out to Ben and talk to him about that. If the blade operator or you feel like there needs to be a little gravel hauled in, you can reach out to him and see if they want to purchase them.
So all I got, we just got a postcard here from Southern Star for 811 if you want that. So, yep. Just information, which I'm sure you know. Okay.
The only other thing I have is just a picture that I want to show you. This was down here. I asked you to look at, the water was running past Nate Martin's driveway. And this is after it was bladed. And you can see where the water's running again. Because from here to here is higher, not much, but just enough. And that is a deep ditch. And so if the blade operator can come in and take that edge off and bring it back into the road, it would make all the difference in the world.
Just the next one.
Those are the details that I think drive a lot of people nuts, that we lay a rut shut, but we don't fix the problem. And sometimes it takes getting out of the grader and looking at the slope to make sure, and I know you stopped by there and looked at that and said that part of the problem was because the postman pulls up there and stuff, but the edge of that can go over into the ditch and get the water. Anyway, it rained the other day and I saw that doing that, and pictures worth a thousand whatever words.
Yep.
Thanks.
All right. Let's see, Pat.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
Thanks, buddy.
You might talk to Mary about the location thing.
Anyways,
Oh, is she off? Okay. Or, I don't know, somebody else will put me in for what about that.
is that Aaron the alternate?
Karen's in there
Oh, she's off.
too. No, she's not there.
I'll get there.
All right, if I don't see you, have a good 4th.
See you, buddy. Be careful. All right, little housekeeping before we get to Todd. We have a purchase order for A1 Alliance for the 2 overhead doors that we discussed down at Household Hazardous Waste, I believe it is, for the amount of $6,250. It's going to come out of their capital outlay.
We approved it last week.
That's
So
good.
we
She just didn't have the.
Just need signed, okay.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
She said that first.
So we have a purchase order now. We have, if anybody wants to attend the Holton Hospital Foundation Gala, there's information on it if you do. What's this?
That we talked about last week, remember the banner, state fair? Okay, so I read it closer, and I took it home,
Yeah,
and this, we don't create the banner,
they do.
they do. It's gonna be like this, but just have Jackson County on
And then, so we don't have to do any design work.
it. No,
And then the cost is,
it's the $250.
so,
200 how many?
$250, but then they do have an area where if you want to provide they have a display that will be there. If you want to provide something that represents Jackson County,
Right.
we can.
which is for tourism.
Right. So, anyway. But yeah, that's what the banner will look like. That have
But we didn't take any action on it.
No.
So if we think it's beneficial and we want to have them create a banner with our name on it, with state fair, we can.
And they won't do anything unless they have like 50% participation from the counties.
Okay.
She said that she asked
Also, so if we do this, and the large scale canvas map, 16 feet high by 13 feet long, to represent Jackson County, water, that I think was known as the capital of the world. Is it still
Yeah. Like it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, so, I mean, that's pretty much all we've got.
Right.
That right there.
That cattle.
That cattle, yeah.
Yeah, say,
Okay, she
just hold.
And then we also include 410 state fair gate admission passes, so, you know, if we did this, we could raffle those off to Fort Jackson County residents, you know, something like that. But you need to draw them out.
Have you ever heard that, Alec? That Jackson County is the wrong capital of
I had heard that years ago, but I didn't know if we still were. You know, I mean, like, is that, how is that?
Wrong
Right.
capital.
I heard when I first came here, I was told that.
Yeah.
And we promoted that. But
Yeah,
like,
okay.
So you have heard that,
is it still?
as far as I know.
As far as I know,
Because, right, like, I hadn't heard anyone mention it in the last several years, but,
I mean,
I
you
did
do
hear
is
about
look
it.
at road seed and,
I mean, who, yeah,
yeah,
A lot of wrong seed.
we might as well take it. Take that title.
there you go.
Right? We need something.
Oh, yeah.
Until,
We need to,
we
like,
can own it until somebody
You know, like the
disputes
world's largest ball of twine or whatever,
There you
you know. Rubber band or I don't know, something. Spoon or.
Could we, if we do this and we get the 4 tickets, could we put all the employees' names into a hat? And
Sure.
pull out 2 people that would get 2 tickets?
Yeah.
Because typically it's a husband, wife.
Husband, wife, yeah.
Or husband,
Good idea.
guy and friend, or whatever.
Right.
But if we do it,
Yeah,
we rattle it off.
We'll do it for the employees, I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
Well, then I would entertain a motion to, go ahead and do the $250 out of the commissioner's budget.
200.
$250 out of the commissioner's budget to participate in the state fair banner project.
Sweet.
Second.
Okay, it's properly moved and seconded to approve $250 out of the commissioner's budget to participate in the state fair banner project. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carried. So yeah, I would say, you got any room on your place, Steve?
A little bit.
There you go. We can tie a bundle up and send it to them.
We should put up a sign somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, look at it.
Well, I thought there used to be one
Was there?
out west on 16. I thought there used to be a sign out there, but we could always put one up.
You can get one up, we can put one from Banner
We-
Lake.
Well, what we should do is get a hold of one of the FFA directors and have that be a project for their FFA
There
department,
you go.
Yeah.
to put that up. See if they're interested in doing something like
Yeah.
that. I know up here, they do a little more mechanical type stuff than up there, Laurel Valley does.
We need a drone festival. I don't know what that would be, but then.
Well, you can get Kurt to come in and show
Well,
you
David
how
was
to.
talking about doing an antique machinery farm show with Suzette. I don't know, maybe he was just talking. You know what I mean?
Who was?
David, my boss, and
Oh,
Suzette. Suzette came in after I think talking to you guys or something. And he was like, "We should start an antique equipment show here." And da da da.
They do that over
I know,
Yeah, very
it's very popular because we would do one too.
plenty of
so-
room out in Manor Lake to do that.
Yeah, oh, that's true. That'd be good. Bring the people in,
Yeah, it would.
for sure.
So do you guys know the FFA director? Like,
We got a new one up here.
Huh?
Brand new lady starting this year.
At Jackson Heights?
No, Paul Lyrics is out at Jackson Heights.
Do they do, one of the FFA departments does some projects like pouring concrete and construction type stuff?
I think both of them used to do that. I think Paul still does some, and I know we did that. There's some sidewalks up around the high school that the ag department for, ag mechanic departments.
So one of the things they could do, I guess a couple of thoughts if you want to play this on out, is I think if you go to the USDA, they can give you a report of reported acres of brome. They keep track of brome, native grass, tillable, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They could probably give you a report on that, or somebody, and then look at those those acres and take it from there.
Yeah.
And then if they want to put together some sort of sign and get private donations to pay for it, and I mean, it could even go out on lake property, you know, if you're heading out west of Holton.
Yep.
Or it could go at both ends of the county.
Yeah, very good.
So,
Yeah,
but it
maybe
would require
something-
somebody to initiate that and talk to the FFA director first, and see if they're interested in doing that. And I'll be glad to talk to Kim down Roll Valley. I know they have a department that does a lot of printing and design work for T-shirts, and so
Right.
they may be willing to do something on that one.
All right. All right, Todd, what you got for us today?
Well, let's see. First thing is we have just this kind of status thing we had, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but Northeast Kansas has a situation with a homeowner who's dumping waste into an unapproved location and was apparently unable to finance the repairs, so.
And who is this? Oh, where is it? This was brought up from,
Northeast Kansas
okay,
Environmental.
thank
It's a property on Indian Valley Lane in Boyd.
you, really.
You want to know the address?
No, not at this point.
Okay, yeah, and that, essentially the only, way to approach it is they've asked informally for her to fix it, but she's unable to, and doesn't seem to be cooperative with them in getting the grants or help to get it done. So they're asking for me to prepare the documentation that would essentially treat it like a nuisance, meaning, you establish violation, you give them a chance for a hearing, and if they don't, repair it, fix it in time, it can be prosecuted, or somebody can go out there and, I guess, I would assume probably you could park people from the premises because they can't maintain
So it is,
the septic system.
it's a septic system,
Yeah, I think so.
lateral field and septic tank.
I want to make sure. Yeah.
You have a report there from them?
Yeah.
I don't recall seeing that.
And it's just wastewater is bleeding out of the ground onto a neighbor's property. So we'd like to see a temporary pit dug in the yard with a fence around it so the wastewater can pool it instead of going to the neighbor's property. The new septic system needs to be sized and properly installed.
And the homeowner is,
Yeah, we did get on 5/1/26.
And the homeowner is, says she has no ability to pay for a new system.
are they being cooperative?
The homeowner?
Yeah.
Not really, I guess they're calling and she's not responding.
Okay. So, is that just a one page or a 2 page?
Well, I think what it is that you've got to kind of treat it like it's a nuisance and you're gonna, you can't just say, well, we're just gonna start it and then it's gonna be one thing, right? I can give them the procedure and kind of outline for them in the documents that would take them, you know, partway to it. But in the end, you're gonna have kind of a decision on whether you're gonna have somebody go out there and dig a pit and fence it off or whatever, fix it temporarily as best they can, and charge the property for it on the taxes.
And how,
Or
Is this in the city of Hoyt or is it outside the
it's
city of Hoyt?
outside the,
I don't know, it just says near Hoyt, it says near.
well, hang on just a second, I don't wanna. Indian Valley would be, now, it is inside the city limits,
It is?
I believe so. It's right on the, well, no, because we maintain that road as county. We maintain that Indian Valley Lane, it goes back in across a lake there.
I GIS, I didn't look for city limits, but it seemed like it was out.
It's on the east side, Mark, of Hoyt.
Yeah, I've got
Yes,
it pulled
right
up
off
here.
S Road.
Yeah, it doesn't look, yeah, that looks like to me like it'd be outside the city limits. It's over there by a lake. Pond.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, that's way outside the city limits of Hoyt. But there's Hoyt right there.
Well, I mean, T Road is Hoyt, the east edge.
Yeah,
Interesting. I'm sorry, I've got the wrong location.
this is,
I got it.
okay. Okay, yeah, that's the way outside the city limits. Okay,
That's Sutter's Lake. I was thinking of another one there, just on the edge of Hoyt.
So kind of the end of the story is either you're gonna have somebody come and invade it, or the landowner's gonna invade it, or you could send it up to Bethany, I guess, to see if she's prosecuted, with all her available free time. That's probably a task, but that's kind of what your options are, so I didn't know if you're asking me to prepare that stuff, and I can do it, it's not.
So if the individual, the complainant, files some sort of suit against them, that's civil.
Yeah.
Are they able to do that?
Yeah, it's called nuisance, basically maintaining nuisance. If they have presuming they have the evidence of the kids being sick or whatever by the waste, and I'm pretty sure that that's a remedy, so.
Could we get a copy of that? It has the location.
I got it, you got it. Look
I
like
got it.
May 1st.
Well, there's I don't know.
I've got it right here.
You have
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, this letter.
Okay.
This is probably.
Yes.
And I didn't print out the other emails. Okay, this is the one I got originally last month, and this is the email me.
So then, I've got a question for you, Todd. So this would, to me, be a situation if we have wastewater running out of the ground. According to our sanitary codes, then the administrative agency, which is Northeast Kansas Environmental Health, according to the codes, can find that an emergency exists which requires immediate action to protect the public. The administrative agency may issue an order reciting the existence of such emergency, specifying action to be taken immediate emergency. Such an order shall be effective immediately. Any person to whom such an order is directed shall comply therewith immediately to KSA 6517N, KSA 65-159. That's in our sanitary codes on page 9. And I haven't looked up to see what those,
Which one is that?
1-3.5 on page 9, emergency orders. So it sounds to me like Northeast Kansas Northeast Kansas Environmental has the power right there to do what they need to do without getting you involved.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to, well, and I was looking at, page 12, 1-3.22, in after.
1-322.
Yeah, so that goes down all to basically 1.3.28.
Well, there again, the administrative agency, which is Northeast Kansas Environmental, may maintain a civil action. So that sounds to me like they need to take the ball and run with it in both instances.
Well, I think they're saying they don't know, they don't have the documentation to do that. And I think, so I guess your point being is that they should have their own.
Yes. It says that they can issue per these statutes or per these administrative HDA, whatever it was, blah, blah, blah. They have the power to issue the emergency order to take the necessary action. And as is stated, I believe, in the very first line of the sanitary codes, they are the administrative agency for Jackson County.
Steve, how are you?
Good.
And it says here, I'll look at 1-3.27. County Attorney, County Counselor, County Court designee shall enforce provisions of this code and other environmental sanitary code adopted by the county. Direct file appropriate actions for the enforcement within 60 days of receipt of request by the administrative agency. Actions for injunction, mandamus, and quo warranto. So, yeah, okay, so maybe that's why I assumed wrongly that because the fact, I mean, at the end of the day, if there is a lawsuit, civil action, that's on us. Meaning, they have to go through this process first. They make
Who does?
Northeast Kansas.
Okay.
Makes the emergency order, though I don't know how they enforce that.
Well, that's what I would say, that we need to look out to see what KSA 65-17N and KS 65-159 is, what those say.
That's fine. And there's no KSA's 6517N. It's 170.
What you're looking that up, Mark, I'm gonna.
Sure.
Steve?
Yep.
No, that's the one.
So is that a misprint in there? Because
Yeah,
17 has to do with involving the funeral directors.
What is it, 165, well, I think it's 65, like one, it could be 107, I think it's 3 numbers. It should be 3 numbers. 170 in,
Well, like I say, even at that, 170? Go down there for.
Well, 65-159 is abatement of nuisances, failure to remove penalties. It just says the Secretary of Health and Environment and the county or joint boards of health shall have the power and authority to examine nuisances. And if the owner occupant shall fail to obey such order, such owner occupant upon conviction shall be fined not less than $10, no more than $100. In each day's continuance of such nuisance is a separate violation.
Yes.
So I think what this says
Yeah,
essentially
thank you.
that if, they'll issue this order, this emergency order, and they don't comply with it, they will be prosecuted. Which presumably would be their death. Thereafter would be basically a criminal penalty. So it's kind of, I think it all wraps in the same thing, meaning the administrative part of the day is presuming that all fails, then they would.
Something needs to be pushed. Somebody needs to be the lead on this and push it, because if she's not responding and there is funding available to fix the issue, it's going to take her initiative to apply for the funding. They're going to require all kinds, probably, income statements and stuff like that. So if push comes to shove, the individual doesn't respond.
Well, it says here on the 22nd that she did respond to follow up down there, so.
Right, my question is, at the end of this process, if she doesn't take the initiative to apply for funding, show records of funding, whatever, then we apply. What's the end game? What can we ultimately do? We apply that to their taxes? Do we?
Well, I think, there's basically two outcomes to this. When you prosecute her, that's real prosecution, that means like criminal penalty, and I presume that she's assessed a fine that whatever per day until it's fixed.
Okay.
Now, I can't predict what the judge will do, but arguably, if it's, they'll incur that penalty on a daily basis, and I guess if not corrected or paid, I suppose the judge could find her in contempt and put her in jail. I don't know if you issue an order that makes the property, basically like a
Uninhabitable.
Yeah, like a placard in removing person. But I don't know if it's beyond the court's power. I just don't know when you get to that. The other way is that I don't think the court could order abatement. It doesn't seem like that's in this, but it seems that Northeast Kansas could, through the process, abatement. I can order it vacated administratively. So they can issue an order that has this, just Northeast Kansas can issue an order that they have to vacate the property.
Okay. Without you doing anything, then they can forward that on to the attorney's office upstairs?
Well, no, this is, I think there's no, essentially what they're doing is an administrative order, so it would just be, you gotta vacate, presuming they vacate, then it just sits there until it's fixed, right? They can't come back until they fix it. It's an unclassified misdemeanor, so yeah, if they stayed or continue to be recalcitrant, then at that point the county can attorney would presumably bring misdemeanor action. And the same thing results. So, but that's not the second, I mean, the second thing is whether they have the right, we have the right to go on there, or they do, which is Northeast Kansas, to go on and abate the charge of the property.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is, it's on Northeast Kansas, not on our county counselor or us to do it, because it's all spelled out in there what they are able to do and what they should do.
Yeah, I get that piece of it, I just want to know what can we do, what can be done legally, and what's the outcome? Because the ultimate outcome is that it gets fixed. Or it's not inhabitable and nobody's using it, so therefore the waste quits running. And that's,
Well, yeah, and I think the other one is that the way it looks now, since I'm looking at 3.22, 1-3.22. It's pretty vague, but that to me is, it says to me that you go through the procedure below it, then the county, Northeast Kansas, in the name of the Board of County Commissioners, will file an action, and that would be a civil action for abatement. So,
abatement meaning
that somebody will be going on the property and fixing whatever needs to be fixed, either temporarily or permanently.
and who pays for that?
That would be probably the landowner.
But if they have no funds,
Yeah, then it's on the property, and again, we're probably talking about tax, sale, and whether we're in a different position ultimately is a question, because whatever it costs to do that.
so in your mind, Mark, then the next action should come from Northeast Kansas.
Yes.
So do you feel comfortable reaching
Yeah, I'll
out?
call Martha and tell her that. Tell her according to our sanitary codes, it's on her to start the ball rolling on everything.
Okay.
And was this the last contact you had with Northeast Kansas?
No, she emailed me
Okay,
again, just like we,
okay.
so we go and say,
yes, because it said that, that lady said that she had filled out papers, applications and stuff, so.
yeah, it was basically that nothing had happened, and
I
we
got
go to a certain amount or something.
And then we'll give Steve direction to go down because of the last
Because of the camper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And verify what information Steve needs to get to verify whether they can legally be there, if they have a building permit and they're trying to build something, whatever that may be, we gather information based on that last bit in that paragraph.
Okay, so I just hold on that.
Yeah, I'd hold off on that because, like I say, I'll give Martha a call and talk to her and tell her that until she fulfills everything that them as the administrating agency has for their toolkit, then we're out of it until they do that.
And Tara, would you make Steve a copy of that so he has that? Thank you.
The letter?
Yeah, it's got the address and the situation on it. That way Steve can address it. At least he does.
Okay, I think we got some questions in the audience. I'm just
I
here.
just wanted to drop this off, see if you think this is our access.
Well, is this total, is that just their part, or is that the whole thing?
That's the taxes.
Oh, okay, this not includes special crimes.
Do that.
Yeah, I think that's, you might want to just say here, the total due as of, or court fees, abstracts, and everything like that. I think that's good. You just send that, and then
Right.
probably, yeah, and then, do you have a deadline on that?
I haven't put one on there yet.
Yeah, tell them, I mean, I guess it's up to you guys, let me see, if you'd like to have your answer in 2 weeks.
That sounds good.
You may wanna look at when their meetings are too, to
Yeah.
let them have a council meeting.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. The other thing that Steve asked, and this was his question, was a while back,
What's that?
yeah,
Oh,
a while back before when we were in the process of amending the zoning code about the agricultural use, I drafted an amendment that discussed the legal ramifications at the time. It was an abundance of caution had privilege, but Steve wants to know if we should go ahead and just give it to the, can't give it to the planning commission to review because it has more detail to it than what they're getting. I mean, I don't think it has any problems. I don't think it's a problem to give it to them because it's not a liability situation. It's just I was going to automatically do that.
And this is in reference to what?
Remember the ag property concept, which is just when is something an ag property that's not subject to zoning?
Okay,
Isn't it? And
how do you define?
and that was kind of how we encapsulated the issue and we said, okay, now here's the changes to the zoning code. So everybody's getting the change to the zoning code, we're not getting the thought prior to.
And this is the thought behind it.
Okay.
I was just happened to be going through the file, sorting this out, and I found this, it was from an argument last December. We were building, and it was an ag building.
On 5 acres? And,
Yeah.
And it's not.
And my
I
question
mean, we don't
was,
have any duty to keep that confidential.
but it says attorney-client privilege across the front of it, and it was my question if I gave that to the planning commission that was ordered.
And you don't see a problem with it? Okay.
So this just goes through and gives definition for an individual who may think they live on on a property that would be ag exempt, and this would lay it out for them so they understand, oh, yes I am, or oh, no I don't.
And even if they are ag exempt, why we still have to have the permit to go through and verify this one?
And yes, I'm in favor of sharing that with the zoning and planning board because it's important that they know that and know what those definitions are and why we're doing it, and why it's done in this county that way.
Yeah,
Last time I had, you read me by the 10th. That's why there's only one copy.
That's fine.
Waiting for.
You suggested, it's your guys'
Well, I sent that
for the commission.
letter for the provisions.
And we never did anything back. So we haven't signed it.
Steve, one of the other things I wondered,
Steve,
I wasn't here.
how would you feel
I
comfortable
don't have a problem if you
going out like in September
you don't have a signed agreement.
and looking at all new construction pieces that are being built
I think we're ahead.
and take pictures and measurements as a way, would you feel comfortable doing that? If we added that to your list of things to do, you would collect that data just on new construction, not anything else?
You stuff we permitted,
This is permitted.
basically stuff that we permitted.
Correct. You would go back out, you would have a list of it, you would take pictures, and then you would give that to Kate's office. Is that something that you would,
As long as I can meet Kate's criteria.
okay,
So I have got, there's 2 gals that are really practiced at it, and probably keep on in our to get it to where it covers all the information that's shooting.
right, because it's just the pictures and then length of width. Just trying to think of a way that helps their office a little bit, and it would be something that you've permitted already, but maybe could help out in that fashion. And you could And again, this is just a suggestion. If we end up pulling somebody out of our office, I know this was one of those things that came up, and as I was reading that, came to mind. Maybe you go, okay, in the month of September or October, every Wednesday, my office is closed, and you go up, if you have a question, you go upstairs, because you're out taking measurements and doing some of that work. I'm kind of springing this on you, but as I read this, I thought through that.
Oh, yeah, that's
What do
something
you
to think
guys
about. Yeah,
think about it? See what those criteria are that Kate requires. And we can have a conversation with her, and this would be a way to help absorb some of that load. Get you out to see what the new construction looks like and some of those things, because that does play into, what you're doing, but not necessarily is part of this job. So, just a thought.
Yeah.
So, we'll continue the conversation.
All right.
I think,
So we got just a general consensus associated with that number.
yes.
Cool.
All right, thank you.
yeah, thanks, Steve.
Communication by the folks who now are in charge of the hand quarry. They have no record showing prior rock provided to the county under the donation, whatever we call it. They said they'll honor the amount retroactively. There's a specific amount, type of timeline, when they would like the rock, we can work on making this available. So we're just offering to meet county staff to work on the updated agreements and stuff. So I guess that's kind of where it stands. Is it seems to me that you start with the contract with sign, tag on whatever amounts they should have got. We should have gotten
Over those years.
over those years, and then just say, here's the total, and
And I believe they've already been going out there and getting that gravel.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they indicated, yeah.
we'll just kind of account for that some way going forward, so that we get the past amounts.
And so, who's gonna do that? Who's gonna go back and look at the, Kara, is that something you have the ability to see when the last contract was,
We only have one, and
Yeah, there's just one.
since they took it over?
we only have one from the very beginning, we've never renewed it. What year was it? 2020.
Okay.
And so they're doing it for 26, so we have 5 years, so 5 times 500.
Okay,
So if somebody, like I said, you account for the ones that we're getting now, somebody from Road Rich, whoever can get that at a number that we can seize on, and you just want like all 5 years right now, or, like,
well,
Do
it'd
we
be
know
6 total.
But do that we
Well,
know
they're
we
getting
didn't
to
get it?
6 right now. 6th year right now.
Right, I understand that, but he said 5 years, so I was just making sure that
Yeah.
everybody was on the same page.
Yeah.
So, would you feel, you could just send a letter back to him saying, here's a copy of the last signed contract based on 2020, so we calculate 30,000 total tons. We've been picking up some of that currently.
Yeah, well, taking that off will give us some, and that's easy enough, I guess. And then
Moving forward,
we got a new agreement moving forward. That's kind of you want to memorialize that in a new agreement, to my mind.
and you might just share that with them, that we're gonna be putting together a new agreement, and
Yeah, I said that, that's what they're saying, they're ready to proceed.
I think in the new agreement, the one thing that we were gonna hammer on was them taking over the dust control, correct? Everything else is pretty much okay.
well, do we want them to handle it, or are we gonna make the arrangements and they'll reimburse us?
I think the same way as we do down here, we make arrangements and then they can reimburse us for the cost.
Well, right now, Mid-States does not or Bettis, they don't reimburse us for the dust control down here.
They only did so much, correct? I mean, when they, I think when the original agreement was what, they provided 3 bags or 4 bags or whatever.
But we don't
Well,
do
they-
anything on that.
We got a couple of things. The first one is they, let's see. I guess you got a discount for road maintenance, right?
Right, we get a discount.
So that's not the dust control. That just says, for the damage you're doing to the roads, you're gonna give us a lower price. Right?
Correct.
And we're still looking for that price.
Yep.
Okay. There's a water tube at the corner.
The 15 cents is supposed to cover the cost of the dust control.
Or the gravel. Is it
Right.
just, there's just the gravel?
Well,
Or
that
that
doesn't-
we have to add?
No, it says
It
payment.
says dust control.
Does it say dust
Why
control?
does it say that? Does that say in Martin Marietta or is
This is the hand one. I think it says that.
this?
It says it's
County
ours.
will continue to maintain the county road system surrounding the port. They're paying for just every ton. And the check payable to the county multiplied by 50 cents per ton. So it doesn't, this says road maintenance, it doesn't say.
But in a different section where it talks about this.
It would make a difference.
Is that the hams one?
But we're not the Bettis one. The Bettis one
Yes,
doesn't
it's-
say that.
This is paragraph 6. The county will control and pay for application of a dust pile to agent. The haul roads identified. And they specifically outline roads.
Because the 15 cents is a check that comes every month.
It says the cost of application of dust palliative is intended to be covered by the county contemplating this agreement. And the county will get together to prepare roadways to maximize effectiveness of dust palliative. So basically this is just saying county does dust control. The payment for it is part of the 15 cents, and here's what we're doing. And the only agreement by hands is that they're going to, I guess, somehow make the roads, haul roads, sufficient for that purpose. When you apply, I don't know what that means.
They wouldn't be doing any blading on it.
This says Hammond County shall work together in good faith to prepare roadways to maximize the effectiveness of dust control.
And right here, it does say that the county will pay, control and pay for it.
That's what 15 cents basically. The mid-states one, it says like 2 bags or 2 totes or whatever.
Yeah.
But they've been giving us $4,000 the last few years.
Because we got a
instead.
verbal agreement from them to switch over to the liquor, yeah.
So what do you want going forward then?
Which time?
Just hands.
Just hands, okay.
That's not hands.
But yeah, the 500 tons, and then, I think it's important to continue to get that.
Still 15 cents or more expensive per ton that we should be getting.
Well, I don't know how many tons they're selling out there a year. You know what, that would be,
Well, or I guess maybe the first one is what is dust control, or are you gonna change that?
Yeah, because you want them to pay for dust control on the roof, right?
and so it's 15 cents? That's,
Okay, I mean, okay.
well, are they under the assumption that 15 cents is to pay for dust control?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I want to tell them, if we're changing that, because I think right now they would say 15 cents we're paying is for dust control and all road repairs. And if we're going to say, well, that's no longer the case, I think probably the kind of back and forth.
Because that's only a mile and a half?
It's 2 miles.
2 miles? So you're talking 13,000, almost $13,000. for dust control.
So what have we gotten in the last
I
year?
can show you the 2025, the 2024, and the 2023, and it's the green
Amounts?
highlighted.
It's the
Yes.
green highlight? Okay.
You're prepared.
So it's basically a wash.
And all the money that you get for override.
14,860 in 25, 14,467 in 24, and 4,794 in 23.
So maybe the better way to put that, instead of calculating on,
You guys want to see that, or is that?
not yet.
Okay.
Instead of calculating on tons sold, if they have a bad year, nobody's buying gravel, maybe it's only 7,000. I would just put into the contract moving forward, since we're doing a new one, dust abatement, chemical applied at current rate to the county. We pay it, they reimburse us. So if this year it's $1.23 per lineal foot, next year it's $1.45, next year they have to pay $1.45. That's just
I
my,
would agree with that.
that way, it's taking the whole calculation of how many tons they're selling out of the deal. We pay for it, we send them a bill, they write a check.
And nothing for other maintenance.
And then just the 500 tons of gravel would be to maintain those 2 miles, if it needs gravel, because eventually it's going to need gravel, because those trucks are gonna beat it down to the point where it's gonna have to be reground. That's just my thought.
And I would agree with that. I think that's probably the best way to handle that.
Tara, does that document show what Mid-States paid us?
Yeah, it's right down below that.
Now, Mid-States doesn't pay monthly, they pay
They
yearly
annually.
in after the year is over. So I think I wrote the year on there, so it's. And their route is 8 miles, so that's almost $51,000. So
I
their
have 9
fee is not
miles,
high enough.
What's that?
Their fee would not be high enough. The dust control. Their 15 cents is not high
So
right now with the current situation.
I calculated 6,000,
336.
yeah, $1.32 times 5,
It was $1.20 this year.
it was $1.20,
Yes.
even better. Times the 8 miles at $6,336 per mile times the 8 miles is 50,000.
688.
Right. Last year, year to date, they paid us 97,000. What this document says.
That's from 2024.
Moving for all the way for 2 years, 3.
That's
What? So what are they paying us annually? When we get that annual,
we got for 2025 was like $16,000.
that's it.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. That's what I was trying to get at. That's what the annual payment has been on the 15 cents per ton. Okay.
It used to be a lot higher, but now that we're not hauling very much from there, it's a lot.
So again, with their contract, we would be better off just saying, we'll dust abate the whole haul route, 8 miles, because it's 5 to W south to 134, and then 134 over to Jeff County line.
Here's the 15, here's what we got for 25, I still have that one,
Thank
I guess, that has my numbers on it. That's what we're
We, in the new contract, we would say, we'll take care of making the arrangements, we'll send you a bill for this.
Okay, so the same thing. We pay, they pay. You want it to be like, they're gonna get an estimate cost, they pay it, and we do it.
Yeah, we just hired a company out of Home City to come down and spray it when they do, and we just get it done. We can send them a letter ahead of time saying, okay, this year's price is $1.23. and it's gonna be X number of dollars.
Now, do we
Well,
want
I'm
to try
trying to
to,
get, yeah, I'm trying to get the money first and then they do the rest of it, so, as opposed to doing it, so I'm trying to.
You would rather have the money,
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's not hands anymore on one side of it, right? It's
Right.
still kind of,
we can send them a letter saying this is what it's gonna cost to do your road this year, please forward a check for this amount,
yeah,
and then it will be done. We can do the same thing with Bettis, although I mean, we have a good working relationship with them, I don't think they would not
yeah, we
pay.
can hold somebody hostage until they pay us too, so.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll pay that much for that.
yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this, on the Bettis contract, we have no incentive in there like for the five, what's like,
Pretty,
yeah, for the free rock.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna take away the payment and they're just gonna pay do we want to try to put that in there so that they're both the same?
Well, but we're asking them to foot quite a bit larger bill.
Well, sure, but
We
we were
can
putting,
ask, you're talking about so many tons per mile of gravel. It wouldn't be 500 tons. We would have to calculate, you know, how many tons of gravel do we need to put on that on an annual basis to keep it up? But that, to me, would be a question we would ask
have to ask Joe.
Joe, and then we would put that into Bettis' contract, right?
Yeah, that's.
So it could be 6,000 tons instead of 500.
Yeah. But I mean, to me, that would be something that we need to look at, because right now we're footing the bill for the haul route, we're footing the bill, most of the bill for the
I mean,
dust abatement.
if we're applying this evenly to Hams and Bettis,
And that's what I'm
Hams
trying
would
to
be,
get.
Hams is 250 tons per mile for their haul route, so that'd be 2,000 tons from Bettis for their haul route.
And I'm just trying to get it evened out.
That would be the same.
Yeah.
That easy?
That, yeah, somebody, I don't know, so,
Who what?
who will calculate, somebody's gonna calculate that amount for bid states? What the rock would be?
It'd be 2,000 tons instead of 500. So Hams, we're getting 500 tons,
Okay.
and they have a 2-mile haul route. So if we divide that out by the mile, that's 250 tons per mile. So,
2,000 tons.
and then that way, they're writing a check for everything. We maintain it with the gravel. If we need to put more gravel on, we need to put. Thoughts?
I think it's a good idea. I mean, I'm trying to even it out between Hams and Bettis so
That
that
would do
we're
it.
both doing the same thing. So
That
I
would
can't
do
point fingers and say, well, you're favoring them more than you.
That would do it. And the only other piece, if we're back to talking about Bettis' contract, would be that we're not going to, I think in the current contract, we're required to take so many tons. If they're gonna create a pile for us, we're required to take so many. Not gonna be that way anymore. Because we're not gonna guarantee that we're gonna take, it's 65,000 tons, I think, out of their quarry on an annual basis.
Yeah.
We're gonna go where the gravel's cheapest.
Which they're gonna say they're not using roads as much, and therefore all these fixes are not necessary.
They could.
Yeah, just thinking of the arguments from somebody. Okay. Well, I think that that's enough information to answer this person.
Thanks, Derek, for
And then
putting that together.
I'll probably be able to at least draft out a form agreement that we can talk about as far as making sure it gets what you want.
Okay.
Okay? I think we gotta have, the only other thing I got is executive session.
Okay. Attorney client?
Yep.
Possible litigation? So we go into executive session for the purpose of attorney-client privilege discussion for a period of 15 minutes, starting at 10:53. Returning to this room, the end of that 15-minute period, we're discussing possible litigation.
It's 11:07. And just the attorney,
It's 11:07?
well, 2:11,
Oh, 2:11. Yeah,
and just the attorney present.
with the attorney present.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's probably moved second to go into executive session, attorney-client privileges, possible litigation against the county, for 15 minutes, starting at 11:03, returning to this room,
Starting at
or 10:53, excuse me. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carried. Back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess that's all I had on this to talk about. Scheduling.
So what was discussed last week as far as scheduling?
So we had talked about possibly just having counsel here every other week. And if a department head needed, it was a non-emergency, they would just have to make arrangements to be down here to talk to counsel when he's here. We try to help save some money.
Yeah.
And then possibly showing up at 10 o'clock instead of being here at 9 and sitting for an hour.
Right, okay. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Well, I think that's fine with me. I think there's slack time that's just travel in my mind because I don't necessarily have a regular schedule thing, obviously Monday morning, so even the times I'm off, it's not like it would be, unless I'm on vacation or something. I'll be there for a call if you know, something absolutely has to be answered. And then I think I like the idea of 10 o'clock is fine and having folks come in. I guess is it the idea that we're not emailing any more questions or?
And no, I think if they have questions and want to email you,
Yeah.
that may be an easier way for them to do that too.
Yeah, that was the thinking on that for me is just so you understand why. Is I got a lot more resources there in my office than I do here.
Right.
I just have like a question and Kristen gave me and I can get an answer. It's just kind of, it just feels like I don't have all my faculties that I normally have to run around and do stuff with. So,
Sure.
Or, concentration's kind of always negative out there.
And then you're flexible enough that if we would need you on an off week, just let you know in advance.
Yeah, and I think it's like, what I would want to start out is to start it out every other and then just say, if it's working better on second and third of the month and first and last or off, whatever, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that. So, and if you have mediation, it's just suddenly called for next Monday. So that's probably, unless you guys have a thing, that's maybe we'll start.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Start that immediately or wait till the first of the year?
I'd say we can start it now, try to give it a trial basis, see what it does. So we'll just start, yeah. So we got a trial basis till July and see what it does. Oh, July's here.
Almost. Yeah, we'll, let's just go with it and see what happens.
Okay, perfect.
So next week, Skip or be here?
He will not be here because of mediation.
Oh, I didn't hear you say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, then we'll be the next and
Okay.
we'll skip.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
All right.
We'll give her a try and see.
That's it for me then. Got the information.
I don't have anything else. Anybody?
Look back.
It's a great experiment to see if you get in more trouble
There you go.
without me doing it. I bet you're.
I didn't get in trouble without anybody.
I'm guessing you get less trouble.
Yeah, we'll see.
I encourage. Let's see.
All good? Aaron told me this morning she would try to have bills done by the end of the meeting, so if you stop up signage, did you have anything unusual?
The property down on S and 92nd south of Wade where there was odor coming from, are you aware of it?
Isn't that the one we were talking about?
No, this is a different one.
This is a different one. The sheriff.
Yeah, you're aware of it, it was, down on.
Sheriff went down and did a report, 92nd.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
92nd. If that moves ahead, again, Northeast Kansas, it's not a sewage problem. It's what we believe is garbage and
Yeah.
food items being picked up for free to maybe feed the animals, but they're sitting in the hot sun and just rotting. And
Yeah, I think that's, I'm having a hard time seeing how.
how do we proceed with a nuisance on something like that?
Well, there's, did I send that? There's a state statute.
You did.
Okay, and that's basically, it's all county attorney and sheriff.
Okay. So
Charging,
okay.
and then, yes, or, I don't know what the penalty would be, but I'm assuming it's something like what we've seen before, that they just, if they don't clean it up, then every day is an additional violation, so.
I just want to make sure that, yeah, we've done everything. Tim, it's really in Tim's. I know he's had somebody down there and investigated it, but it's pretty bad, especially when the neighbor lives on the north side of them,
Yeah,
and it's just across the road.
people at Southwind,
Oh yeah, south wind like today, it's going to be horrendous.
so that's, I think that's the
Okay.
easiest, most efficient way, just to whack.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
All right.
I'll be back in a minute if you think of anything else.
Okay. Who did?
Senator Moran.
Himself?
It's election year.
Huh?
It's election year.
Not for him, it's not. He said he was in Winchester for some meeting, and so he was just walking through the square and saying, like, he came up into our office, he came to the courthouse.
Just tell you one product.
It's
It didn't.
Sherry just brought up that we probably need to get somebody to go mow the property in Mayetta. So, it's still, we've got one here, we got the one in Mayetta.
And what are we at on those?
Well, Lisa came in and talked to him about
Yeah, that's one of the ones that she sent a letter to the city.
And that sale goes on when?
Well, if they don't, it looks like she's been sending a letter saying, tell us in 2 weeks if you want to buy it, and they don't, and then you see a bid, and you set it for whenever.
Okay.
It'd be good for bidding purposes. Doesn't have to be, this has to be advertised in their fall.
Is there any reason we can't get one of the road bridge employees?
That's what I'm saying, get somebody,
Oh,
yeah. No, I mean, that's what I mean, we need to get somebody to go mow, otherwise Karen said the city knows that they're gonna charge us, so. Yeah, I'd say let's see if we can get road bridge, go out there. Is the one in Bolton being
it.
mowed?
And Pat's mowing it.
That's mowing it. Oh, it's right down the street, that's right, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
are we reimbursing him for that?
He's doing it while
He's here.
using the mower
Okay.
here.
Okay. So yeah, you want to just reach out to Joe and see if they've got somebody who can, in a trailer to go do that? Just need the location of it.
Yeah, address, get somebody to go do it.
Might take a week or two.
I'll bet.
Some of those places have a lot of junk in them too, so they do that.
They want to walk it first.
I don't think it does.
Okay.
I don't
I
know.
think it's an empty lot.
Oh, is it? No house on it?
All right, you guys have a good day.
All right, thanks a
Good
lot,
work.
see you later.
You too.
Happy 250th.
Do we want to ask Kate if she would be okay with Steve going out and doing that work for her in the fall?
Yeah, we're gonna need to.
Do we want to do that
Yeah,
today?
we can do that today.
I mean, I'm just asking, what do you guys think about it? I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be, unless I'm missing something, you're taking photos from all sides, and then you're measuring it.
If he has the direction from Kate as to what she needs and a list of, I need X, Y, and Z, that'll be pretty straightforward for him to do, so, yeah.
I think so.
It kind of sounded like he was gonna talk to Kate too.
Say what?
Did it sound like Steve was gonna talk to Kate?
I don't know if he is or not. I thought maybe it would be better for Kim than
And
us.
it's Rachel.
So, yeah, if we want her to come down, that'd be fine, why don't you go ahead and give her a call, see if she can come down.
Christy also, if you guys want to talk about budget, is available.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, Kate. How are you?
Hi, Jake.
What do you think about the idea of possibly sending Steve out to do measuring and take photos for the office?
Or new construction.
Well, under your direction with a checklist of what he wants, or what you need done, and what you want.
So Amanda and Carrie just got back from class. So they've had months now of being trained before that class to do data collection on new construction. It's not a matter of just taking pictures and just taking measurements and
Sure.
that's it. There are codes that need to be done, like there'd have to be training on that. So why?
It was just a thought that we're trying to come up with to see if we can, help save money somehow. That was just it. We're just spitballing.
Yeah, I was just basing it off of just based on our conversation last time you were down here in September, new construction, they would go out and take pictures of the measurements. And I thought, well, okay, would it help if in September, Steve blocks off every Wednesday or whatever that is, and he goes out and he collects that, takes photos, takes measurements, and then brings that information back to you and says, here, that's done, and you can do with it as you see fit, just as a way to help. But apparently it's not, based on your reaction, and I guess I don't understand that.
Because you're wanting me to give up a person just for this new construction.
So what I said,
So, help me understand what it is that you're just wanting him to go out to collect new construction.
if that would be helpful. Again, I thought it seemed pretty straightforward based on what our conversation was, that somebody has to go out and take photos. You're saying that
So two
while
people
they're
go
on
out.
site, hang on, let me finish my statement now. What you're saying is if you go out on site, you take photos, you take length, width of all sides, then you sit there on the property and you apply these codes to it? It's not something that's done back
We
here?
make note of what type of components are
Okay,
on
so
that
thank
house.
you. So it's made with wooden structure. He can make, I mean, somebody has to make notes of what all the parts and pieces are that they're constructing it, whether it's vinyl siding, whether it's wood siding, laminate shingles, whatever, that type of thing. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And I was not here for the discussion last week, so I'm.
Yeah, it's.
I've read what's there, so yeah.
It was simply just conversation that we were having about trying to figure out, okay, would that take a piece off somebody's plate? And yeah, at the end of the day, we have to look. We've asked the sheriff's department to look at their staff, possibly reducing by 2. We're asking Road and Bridge to look at their department, and possibly we've already eliminated 2 positions out there, probably 2 more. There were 2 positions open. We're not filling either one of those, and we may have some guys that are eligible for or are looking to retire, and we're going to have a conversation with them about that. If they do, great. And
About taking early retirement and getting paid for early retirement, and then just not filling that position.
they're not going to get paid for taking early retirement. They can take retirement. If you're eligible, it's not early. Right? There's a difference. If I'm not eligible for retirement and somebody wants to fulfill that requirement to get to retirement, we have people who are fully eligible for retirement, and if they want to take that now, and we'll incentivize it by going ahead and paying their longevity through the end of the year. They get their insurance, or not insurance, but their vacation and stuff. Then there's some folks that may want to take advantage of that. They may have been thinking about retiring. So that's on the road and bridges side. I mean, right.
Instead of just firing them.
It's not firing, it's reduction in force.
Okay.
There's a huge difference.
Okay.
And see, Kate, I don't understand the attitude, because there is a huge difference. There is a huge difference between a reduction in force. A reduction in force means that if we eliminate a position, if somebody retires and we eliminate that position, we can't turn around and fill it without a period of time. But yeah, we have, I mean, these aren't easy decisions for us. And you know, we're doing the very best we can with the money that we have, but yeah, we have to take a long, hard look at what we have. And, you know, what would you do if you were sitting in this chair? I guess I would ask. Just tell the taxpayers they're going to have to pay
How did
way
we get
more?
here?
How did we get here? Good question. And that answer is that the CPA that we had made a mistake by putting our cash on hand as money that is budgeted for on an annual basis, which got us into a pickle. And now we got to get out of that pickle. That's how we got here.
So how long before that pickle is fixed?
We're working on it.
Yeah.
One of the things that screwed us too is and all I'm saying is revenue neutral that the state's trying to force everybody to go to. Because that makes you spend down your cash reserves.
No, it doesn't. And
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't, Mark. And we had this conversation. I don't want to argue about this today.
Well, I'm not arguing. I'm just stating fact. Like
It's not a fact, though.
Yes, it is. We can agree to disagree.
We'll agree to disagree. If you have a budget and you know that the revenue coming in covers that budget, you should never have to spend your cash on hand, your savings. But what we weren't told was that the savings that we have has to be factored into that. So it'd be like you buying a house and your house payment's $100 a month, but you only have $75 coming in. So that means you have to take $75 out of your savings account every month to make that $100 payment, right? Well, eventually that savings goes away. We can't do that. So that means we have to cut spending. And so I'm looking at this as an opportunity to figure out ways to be more economical with what money we have. But we have no choice in that. What was done was done. and we're gonna move ahead with that. But the state also requires us, and Christie can explain this better than I can, the state requires us to show all cash on hand as income. Well, that makes no sense, does it? That's a question.
Okay.
Well, do you understand what I'm saying? We're doing the very best we can with what revenue we have coming in without having to strap taxpayers with a huge increase in property tax. That's it in a nutshell. You're not being targeted in any way, shape, or form. We're looking at every department that we can to how can we trim. So
We cut line item by line item and almost all of that.
We have too.
Right,
And I
that's what
appreciate
mean.
that.
It's not just your department.
yeah, it isn't.
The cash carry
Has every department been called to the table like this?
Yeah, everybody's been down here, and we've had this.
Not the initial conversation, but the additional conversations, not the initial one.
Okay.
But I've been called down here twice now about it, and I have worked with
Today was
Christie.
just a conversation about
I
helping
have
out.
worked with Christie too on those line items.
Yeah, so the only departments that we have brought back in here would be the sheriff's department and road and bridge and you. Yours
Because you
we,
approved another employee in my office last year. That's why I'm here.
and now we have to look at taking that away. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, it is what it is, and I don't like it either. I don't like having to take 4.
My people aren't ready to retire. So the idea that
I'll let you guys speak to this some more, because
there's nothing else to say, I guess on my part, so.
Okay. I mean, like I said, that was just a question thing that was brought up, so we wanted to get your opinion and see what you say. That's all this was today. Okay?
But also, Kate, part of this conversation is that I understand your frustration. Trust me, I do. Joe's frustrated. And Tim's frustrated. I've had a couple of conversations with him, and we've had multiple conversations with Joe about this. But the difference is, we're not the enemy. And it appears that you're just ticked off at us. That's the way you come across. And I don't think it's right. It is, we're in the situation that we're in, and we have to figure out a solution to it. And this may be part of the solution. You know, I don't know, folks, you help me out here. I don't know how else to explain it, that
Well, I think that we called her debtor to get her opinion on whether it would work or not, so now we just need to work this through and see what we can do. So,
yeah, in your opinion, you don't think having Steve go out and do this is
The
any validity
The
whatsoever?
time it's gonna take to train Steve to do that,
Okay.
yes, I can do that. I've done it. That's just gonna put me back in the same position I was in, so that's.
Sounds like that answer is no, then.
Even if he went out with one of the people that are already trained,
It's not just a warm body, it's not just a body out there, it's having the knowledge of how to enter that information in when he gets back. So he would just be a tape measure holder.
Right, and that's exactly what we were trying to say, is that having somebody to go out and take those so that your personnel doesn't have to get in a vehicle, drive out to a location, take those measurements, take those photos, he
should
can
not be
collect
going-
that.
He doesn't need to be going out on his own for that.
Why?
The amount of time to take somebody down to his office and like, okay, Steve, explain to me all of these notes that you've made, which the majority of the time it's easy, that if you have 2 people out there or 1 person out there that knows what they're doing, there isn't that time of having to explain these notes, or does he know how to draw up a sketch, which is not that difficult, but it's all part of the process and whatever. I mean, it can be done.
Thank you. I got a question on the road and bridge budget down here in the bottom section. Why does it have sheriff down in there? Am I missing something, or is that just a miss?
No, I think on that budget, we're just, they didn't want to share.
Well, this was the new one I looked at that was laying here, I put in. Or should it be salaries? I bet you it should be salaries, not sheriff. Maybe it's salaries, because that's the same number that's up above. I guess you guys got new sheets last week.
Yeah.
So I think that sheriff is salaries. I'm looking at it right.
No,
That's the number that's up here.
on? You're talking
this
about
one, right,
right here.
that's
Yeah.
sure.
And that's the number that's up in salaries up here on top.
This is, I mean, because you have elderly service, contractuals.
And I think elderly services shouldn't be in there either.
Then we just need to have Christie explain why it's in there. And if
Yeah,
that's skewing
it's-
the number.
Because that's something,
Well, like I say, we're under sheriff, I believe it should be salaries. That's the same number that's up above.
it's up
There's
above
one.
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's just a
right.
misprint
That's the
on the,
same thing that's carried down to the sheriff.
yeah. I just didn't catch it on the last week's, or 2 weeks ago. Okay. Well, are we ready to have Christie come down? Well, first of all, let's go ahead and get this taken care of. Has everybody read their minutes from June 22nd, 2026? Any corrections or additions? And I will not be voting on this since I was not here, but I will accept a motion to approve the minutes of June 22nd, 2026. Second,
Second.
been properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes of June 22nd, 2026. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Okay.
All right.
Wait a minute, what about the bylaws? Get that to be here.
And is this just changes or additions to the bylaws that the planning commission needs to look over? The highlighted
They
portion?
presented it to us.
I thought that's the way it already was on there.
Yeah, this piece right here,
Uh-huh.
yeah, just making sure that that's what we wanted in there, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, and there again, how many people do we have on there right now? How many are serving?
I thought there was 8 or 9. I thought they had a full,
Do they have a full slate now?
There's none.
And are all of them coming? Because he's got down here on the attendance section.
and then the planning commission chairperson, I think that those are the changes.
Okay. I have no problem with it. General consensus is okay to send it back to him as is? Okay. All right. So what, does anybody have any idea what we're down to now? I guess we need Christie down here to tell us what,
Yeah. It's your turn. Okay.
budget then?
Yeah, I think we need to.
So we can adjourn, go into a work session.
Yep, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting, go into a work session on the budget. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Did we let Joe and Matt know that there's a town hall meeting on the 6th? Okay. Attorney, we know in the personnel policy that can somebody be hired back that's been fired.
I don't think that there's anything.
Okay, that's what I looked at, I think.
I don't think common sense would negate that.
I kind of looked, but I have
Wouldn't you?
Probably Ken's on it.
Huh?